Conversation. We wish everyone in Ukraine all the best. I'd now like to welcome to the stage Anurag Hans, Head of Mission at EssilorLuxottica and President of the OneSight EssilorLuxottica Foundation, and Tia Hodges, VP Corporate Giving and Employee Volunteerism at MetLife and President of the MetLife Foundation. Please come to the stage. Welcome. Welcome. Microphones in front of you both. Welcome to the stage, and hello to everyone watching here in New York City and online around the world. Maybe I can start with some short introductions for those in our audience who may not be familiar with your organizations and your work. Could you give us a brief overview of the OneSight EssilorLuxottica Foundation and the MetLife Foundation, respectively? Anurag, perhaps we could start with you.
Sure. Thanks, Richard. And very warm hello to everybody. It's good to see faces finally after a long time. So EssilorLuxottica is in the business of putting eyeglasses on people's faces. That's what we do. And we like to believe of ourselves as a strongly mission-driven organization. The OneSight EssilorLuxottica Foundation has a mission to put glasses on about 2.7 billion people around the world who need a pair of glasses but can't access it or are not aware of the need. So we do that by creating access in communities which don't have a vision care technician, or by creating partnerships which help us create awareness about the cause of vision care. And it's so universal. You know, if I was just looking around the room and just imagine that all the people who are wearing glasses here did not have access to a pair of glasses. And that's the kind of world that we live in, but we just don't realize it. So that's what we do. And we have an ambition that by 2050, through our programs and through partnerships, we will make sure that everybody in the world who needs a pair of glasses to see better is able to do so.
Thanks, Anurag. And Tia, turning to you, the MetLife Foundation, when did you launch? What do you do? How are you doing it?
I'll try to do it all very quickly. Good afternoon, everyone that's in the room and also watching. So good to be here with all of you in person, and thank you for the opportunity to join you. Tia Hodges, MetLife Foundation is the charitable arm of MetLife. We are insurance, investments, and our work at the foundation happens around the globe in about 37 countries. We focus, I will steal a word from Serena Williams, we have evolved our strategy over the last year. You may know us very well for our work, our pioneering work in financial health. We've actually expanded our work to keep financial health at the center of the plate, but also we've expanded our focus areas into economic inclusion. So that's upskilling and reskilling talent, and a focus on entrepreneurs, and then resilient communities. And that's focused on physical and mental health, environmental causes, and then leveraging arts and culture from a narrative change standpoint. So we do all three of those, and then leverage our employees to maximize or force multiply our investments.
Thanks, Tia. And since 2020, of course, your two foundations have partnered with a mission to improve vision care, particularly across rural communities in Bangladesh. Could you tell us a little bit more about that partnership? Anurag, I'll come to you first.
So from our perspective, obviously, we have a single-minded focus on providing vision care. And as I said earlier, the number one reason why people can't access a pair of eyeglasses is the fact that they don't have anybody in their community who can give them an eye check and give them a pair of spectacles. So as part of our programs, one of our programs is we train rural youth who are unemployed to become primary vision care providers in their communities and start micro optical businesses to provide vision screenings and to provide spectacles in their communities. So in Bangladesh, this is the partnership that we launched with the MetLife Foundation was basically coming together to train 1,000 youth to start their own micro ventures in the optical trade. From our perspective, to deliver vision care outcomes. I'm sure Tia will tell us about her interest in that program. And till now, again, from our perspective, the 200 odd people who've already started their ventures have provided access to close to 5 million people already.
And could you maybe put this in very simple terms for our audience? What does it mean when someone cannot access eyeglasses? What are some of the consequences that they may face in their day-to-day lives?
So in terms of SDGs, I mean, not being able to see clearly can have an impact on about 8 SDGs. And it's so intuitive that I don't need to explain, the impact of not being able to see clearly. So you can't work productively. It's not safe. Children can't study effectively at school, and so on and so forth. So, it really has a wide-ranging impact on the overall quality of life.
Tia, maybe I can come to you, continuing on that theme about the partnership in Bangladesh, just to give us a sense of why two foundations with seemingly such different development agendas, namely vision care and financial health, why did you decide to team up?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, as they say it. There's that old adage, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. It is a lot more. I think the impact is so much more there when you have two organizations that clearly mission focused, purpose focused. We're there to support our communities, but also bring very unique assets, opportunities, thought partnership, leadership to the table to, I like to say, lean into a particular issue. These are all cross-cutting issues. If you can't see, that impacts your ability to go to school, it impacts your ability, just like you were saying, to get a job. And what we have also seen from the data is that not only are the people who are receiving vision care benefiting, but also those who are the entrepreneurs who are giving of these services have also increased their income by 3 times. So it is immensely impactful. It's fulfilling. Everyone wants the opportunity to provide a service, to build economic mobility. We talk a lot about wealth gaps. You need a job to address the income. And we also know globally that entrepreneurship does amazing things for generational wealth. So that's what we bring to the table, that interest in financial health, but also the physical health. And when we partner with such a great partner, it really force multiplies or doubles or triples the impact.
So it's all about scale in that respect.
Yes.
Anurag, maybe coming back to you, I think you alluded to it before, but in 2021, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution to deliver eye health for all by 2030. What's the state of play today, still in a pandemic period with other multiple external factors affecting the work that you're doing on the ground, perhaps? How are we doing in terms of sustainable development goal progress, and what really needs to be done to accelerate that progress in practice?
Well, actually, it was pretty strange that something as basic as the ability to see was not part of the SDG mix till now. So with the resolution, now all 193 member nations have committed that they will prioritize vision care access by 2030. Like all other SDGs, because of the pandemic, obviously progress is stalled. But just linking it back to what Tia was saying, we see so many SDGs and so many issues which are more or less targeting the same communities, be it oral health or education or feminine hygiene or hand hygiene, the number approximately remains the same. So it's high time that if we want to make progress across all SDGs, then collaborative programs across impact areas, that's the only way to progress the agenda.
And I mean, you've alluded to the fact there that we're off track to achieve the 2030 goals with regards to eye health. How can cross-sectoral partnerships such as yours really factor in and really accelerate progress and move the needle on sustainable progress in that sector?
Well, again, I think that we really need to break away from the need to own impact areas and own our domains in terms of development. I think development is an inclusive agenda, and the only way that we can make progress is by creating programs which can deliver across multiple impact areas, and therefore also optimize the investments that all organizations make.
Can I just,
of course,
just very quickly, I know we have very little time left. One thing I will put out on the table, and I'll be radically transparent, is that when we think about corporate philanthropy, it can be, I'll just be very honest, it can be very competitive. We all want, and I'm stealing a little bit of your your thunder, but you should definitely chime in. We all want our logo, our something, having that program saying we made a difference, but it's really hard to do that alone. We really, if we're really about change and impact, we have to do it together. So the sharing of this work, whether it's in Bangladesh or also expanding it globally, is immensely important.
And any recommendations there for other big corporates, maybe with foundation arms, that are embarking on similar work in either this or other sectors?
I think from my side, let's be more open, let's be more secure, and let's stop obsessing over ownership and how will we publish our next impact reports. And as Tia was saying, putting our logos on programs. So
the actions,
the actions being open, having trust, and really building programs from the perspective of the beneficiaries rather than building it from the perspective of the providers.
And a quick call to action. We are almost out of time, but Anurag and then Tia, quick call to action this week. Anything that you're looking forward to for the rest of this UNGA week? Any meetings that you've had? Any impressions from today's event that will factor into your work going forward?
Well, I'll make it very, very short. From my end, if there is any organization that believes that their work has even the remotest connection to a vision care program delivered through an entrepreneurial program and would want to explore a partnership, I think me and Tia would be extremely happy to have the next collaborative program to have 10 different impact areas being delivered through the same partnership. I don't know what.
Tia?
I second that and will say I've met so many of our partners. I'm just 1 year in at MetLife Foundation, and it's amazing to hear directly from our nonprofit partners and our other philanthropic colleagues. And it always makes me retool what I'm thinking and how I'm thinking about the work that we're doing and ceding more control, less on my end and more of empowering our partners and the communities that they're serving.
Tia, Anurag, we will have to leave it there, but thank you so much for joining us here on the Devex stage. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.